Hello, everyone. I know it's been a little while, and I'm very happy to be back. I apologize that it's been way too long since my last videos were uploaded. I had a lot of personal life stuff that just kind of boom came out of nowhere that really needed to be taken care of and have really pulled me away from the conduits. So I'm happy, very, very happy and very blessed to be back right now. So please forgive me for not posting for a long time. And, thank you for staying with me. And, I hope that you guys will enjoy this reading today. So we're going to do a divine masculine reading. Hopefully all of you guys are doing well. Even more importantly than me, hopefully you guys are doing well and that all has been good for you. I should be back regularly and consistently again, hopefully even more so than I was before. So everything happens for a reason. And so, with the stuff that's been going on for me in my world, I think it's leading to a good place. So I will go ahead and get started today. And for those of you guys who have never been to my channel before and this is your first video, welcome. For those of you that have been with me for a while, thank you for being patient and supportive. And I'll probably do a video soon, maybe going a little bit more into depth of why I was away for a little while. Some of the lessons that life was giving me during that time, because it's all about lessons, right? It's all about what we can learn, what we need to grow. I always say the universe gives us what we need before we can get what we want. And sometimes those things that we need to go through in order to become in alignment with what we want are not always the easiest things to go through. So, again, I'm thrilled to be back. I've still been in, the group calls and working with clients along the way, with some one-on-ones and things, and doing the weekly calls and everything. I just have not had the ability to do the uploads the way that I had been before. So, but I'm back again. I'm so excited and so happy and so blessed to be back. I've really missed doing these readings for you guys. All right. Divine masculine. What's been going on with all of your divine masculines? Put some energy out there into the field right now. See what we can come up with what's happening in the collective, because all of these, of course, these are not collective readings, but these are readings designed for the collective. So how these readings are going to show up for you on your individual journey is that you will come across valuable and pertinent information along the way. The right mentor, the right teacher, the right reading, the right book, the right, person crosses your path in the moments that you need them. And you start becoming very, very aware of that while you're on this journey. When you meet your divine masculine and you start out on your spiritual journey, and you've always been on it, you've come into the awareness of it now. And that's what this journey brings to you, is a deep, deep awareness of why things are happening the way that they are, and seeing these synchronicities and how everything is connected, that you're not truly separate, but that you are actually part of this universe, and that, you are the universe and the universe is you. It's both. What you see happening outside of you is really what's happening inside of you, and you start making all these connections. And you can't ignore those things. They're so profound, especially in the beginning, because it's something that you like it's so like in your face with all the spiritual stuff that's happening between you and your divine masculine. It really truly is a beautiful experience, but it's hard as heck, right? All right, at the bottom of the deck today, we have the Emperor. The Emperor in the upright. So with the Emperor in the upright, we have, and this is again the overall for this reading. So there's an overall energy, kind of a starting point right here with the top of the deck, and that being the Emperor. So there's an energy of respect, guidance, kind of something like leading the way for your divine masculine right now. It could even be that your divine masculine is in somewhat of a leadership role themselves. Maybe kind of a figure that's in maybe more of a masculine type of energy. Now that doesn't mean that your divine masculine is male or female, but whether they're male or female, they're in a masculine type of leadership energy or leadership role. But it could also mean that they are someone who is dealing with someone like that. So it could go either way. Either they're in that kind of position themselves, or they're dealing with someone that's in that type of a role for them right now. And that can be good or bad. It doesn't, we'll kind of see what the reading says about that. In recent past here, we have Six of Wands. And so with Six of Wands, you've got an energy of victory. Something really good is going on in your divine masculine's world at this point. They feel that they're being recognized for something that maybe they felt they weren't recognized for before in the past. And that's something that feels really good for them. They are viewing their life circumstances at this point as maybe they haven't been where they wanted them to be, but something seems to be shifting at this point, making them feel like there's the potential for a brighter future. It's good news on the horizon for your divine masculine. And that's a good thing, right? That's a good thing. Or is it, right? Because sometimes what seems good can sometimes not go that way, and what seems bad can sometimes turn out to be quite good. And that is something that we learn on this journey, is that nothing is either good or bad. It's just how we perceive it, and our perceptions can change as life unfolds. And so at this point, though, your divine masculine seems to be feeling pretty good about where their life is headed. In their karmic situation, we have Five of Wands in the upright and the Empress in reverse. So there is a bit of a codependency going on in this relationship. There's challenges as a result of it. The codependency that they're experiencing. Now, this could be that your divine masculine is feeling very codependent on a karmic person, or the karmic might feel very codependent toward your divine masculine. And it could be a codependency that is mutual between the two of them. Oftentimes that is the case, that it kind of goes back and forth. It could also be that there is a codependent / narcissistic type of relationship that's taking place with your divine masculine. And some of this interesting energy right here that we've got going on with like a leadership position, and then things feeling quite good for your divine masculine, it might be that because of how things have been going in this relationship, that they're feeling like there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe things seem like, with the current circumstances at this point in time in the past, things may have seemed like they were on the ups. Like they might have, maybe there was less conflict, less arguing, less like of a combative relationship, or less toxicity in that relationship. And so they were feeling like things might be getting a little bit better. Unfortunately, sometimes that can be a bit of a honeymoon period for couples that are in a toxic relationship, where it goes through a cycle. You've probably all heard of the cycle of abuse that people go through, where there's a honeymoon phase and then an attention building phase, and then there is the big blow ups. And because they're cyclical and they come in a cycle, during that honeymoon phase, things can seem to be getting better. And sometimes that can create almost a false sense of security or hope in couples that are in this cycle. And again, it can go back and forth. There is, mutually abusive relationships that take place. You'll have to kind of look at that situation from that outside perspective, and just kind of, use some discernment on that. But remember, as you're looking into this relationship from the outside, you don't have all the facts. You don't have all of the knowing of what's happening in this relationship or how it's being viewed or experienced by either party. But you can kind of look into that a little bit and see if there's certain things, certain key things that stand out to you that give you at least an idea of what might be taking place. So, is it actually getting better? Potentially. If certain things are being put into place, like counseling, a lot of self or inner work by both parties, because if one person gets healthy and the other one remains toxic, it's still a toxic relationship, right? It has to be something that's mutual between two people. And so I don't know what exactly is going on, whether it's the karmic or whether it's the divine masculine. It's not really specified at this point yet in the reading, but that may come out as we move forward. Toward you, divine feminine, we have the Hanged Man and the Ace of Cups. So there is a feeling from your divine masculine toward you that they're experiencing that's very different than the karmic relationship that they've been in. It doesn't mean that there is no, misunderstandings or conflict in the relationship that they have experienced with you, whether that's, just been friendship as a coworker, or if the two of you have become romantically involved, or were romantically involved. And sometimes that romantically involved is just emotional, and that maybe nothing physical ever happened between the two of you, but there was an emotional bond that was created through the interactions that the two of you have had. It's very common in twin flame relationships for it to be that way. But there's a stark contrast between how they have felt in your presence versus how they have felt in karmic situations. And so it's kind of opened this door of why is this different? And if they're looking at it from like a practical kind of worldly sense and not spiritual, which is most likely with the divine masculine, they're going to think like, well, what is it about this relationship that makes it different? Like, and why am I feeling different? And why am I not feeling this way over here when I'm feeling this way over here? And so it's going to open that door of curiosity for them to at least explore why that is. They're going to look at themselves. They're going to look at you. They're going to look at, outside people and circumstances and kind of do a lot of evaluating as to this was their norm, but this presents something new, something different. And it feels really, really good for them. There's a strong pull and desire to remain in that place at this point in time for your divine masculine. It's almost a form of escapism. And that can be good or bad at this point, because if they're viewing it as a form of escapism, then that can have a lot to do with maybe codependent tendencies and moving from being reliant on this to being reliant on that. But that can give them kind of a split or dualistic energy where they're not quite sure which way to go. And that's also very common in twin flame dynamics, especially when there's already a relationship established or some type of other kind of love interest, that either was existing prior to meeting you or they met while they were with you, because it can happen either way. Or even after the split between the two of you, where you kind of go into what is called a separation phase, right? then they can meet somebody, and that can create somewhat of a triangular situation when the divine masculine is not in alignment with what they truly desire. And that's a whole thing, you guys. That's a whole thing. Presently, we have 6 of Swords for your divine masculine. And so there's what I'm seeing with this card is due to the fact that they've experienced all of this that we just spoke about. They know that change is on the horizon. They want to leave something behind. What that something is, maybe something that consists of many things. However, they want something new. And I think that my interpretation of this, my opinion, I guess you could say, or my inspired opinion, as I'm looking at this, is that your divine masculine has experienced a lot of things. The eye-opening experience that they had with you caused them to do a lot of soul searching. And in that soul searching, even if they're not even exactly sure where this boat's going to take them, they want to get on it and go. They know that there's something better out there now. They know that there's a fulfilling option, a feeling of they don't want to settle for something that doesn't feel right anymore, that doesn't bring them the fulfillment that they truly want. They can tell that the life that they have been living isn't exactly in alignment with what they truly want. Now, back here, this energy wasn't wrong then, because it led to what we have right here, which is that there is something new and wonderful and amazing and a light at the head of the tunnel, and something is leading and guiding them to something better. It's just not necessarily what they thought it was going to be right here. Time, experience, relationships, and how life unfolds has led them to a different conclusion. So this was not wrong. Okay? It's just that it's not necessarily manifesting. What they thought might be getting better may not be what was actually helping them to get better. It may be something over here, right? That's kind of pointing them in that right direction. And maybe that leadership that we were seeing here is the soul. It's the soul that's leading them to, something that's more in alignment with what the soul actually wants to experience. And that's, I'm sure, what the soul is doing for you as well, divine feminine. You are one at the core, right? So the karmic relationship now, currently, we have Temperance in reverse and 8 of Swords. So there is definitely a feeling for your divine masculine that there is a loss of control. But I think that they're actually in a way welcoming it because of this energy right here. They're saying, yes, I don't need this anymore. I don't want this. This isn't what's truly bringing me joy and happiness. So I'm actually okay with letting some chaos come in and change things up for me. They're embracing that. They are enjoying the fact that some of these self-imposed restrictions and feelings of being bound are dissolving. They are definitely not wanting to stay in or be in this type of karmic situation anymore. I don't get the feeling that they are blaming the karmic person for this. I think and that's actually a great thing. They're not saying, oh, it's all this person's fault. They're saying it's just not what I want anymore. Maybe they're seeing that there were certain parts and certain aspects of it that were good, that taught them certain things, but they know that that's not where they want to remain. Toward you, we have the Moon, and then we also have 5 of Swords. But 5 of Swords is in reverse. So there's peace. It says, this stands for peace after a fight. So they've kind of been going through all this turbulence over here. And with you, there is a strong feeling of peace. But there is some, I heard a raven out there just now. As you guys know, I love ravens. I had a wonderful experience with a raven during my dark night of the soul. And I just heard one cawing over my house. And the raven for me is kind of a spirit guide, right? So when I hear that, I know right away that I'm on my right path. And you guys might have something like that too, that you use as a guide in your journey that the universe will have given to you. But for your divine masculine toward you, they are definitely feeling like those bonds that they've been in are broken. They're feeling peace when they're with you and away from that. But there are still maybe some trust issues as a result of the experiences that you guys had leading up to this place that they know need to be looked at and resolved. They know that they've maybe done some things that have created a lack of trust in you. And they also know that they have some issues of a trust in themselves. They need to learn to trust their own intuition, is what I'm gathering from that. Now, if you guys haven't already, please go ahead and check out our description box below. We do have some discounts on one-on-ones and personal tarot readings for Halloween. So if you're looking for an opportunity to get these things at 40% off, right now is a good time to do that. And that will be happening until the 1st of November. So you can get those coupon codes below. But now we're going to move into where we're going in the future here. So Judgment in reverse for your divine masculine. We have a denial, something that they don't want to face, something that they're not really. It seems like they've been doing a lot of self-work, but there's something that's kind of freaking them out. There's something that they don't feel good about, something that feels wrong or unhealthy, and I think that they are avoiding it. There's some type of avoidant energy right here, like maybe some last hurdle, some part of it that they're just like, nope, I want to put the blinders on. I don't want to see that. I don't want to deal with that yet. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that's going to be or what that's going to look like. But expect that there could be something that sort of puts the brakes on temporarily for your divine masculine in their progress. Toward the karmic at this time, we have 4 of Wands and the Hermit. So they're definitely going within and trying to find who they truly are outside of this relationship, not inside of this relationship. This is leading to like a return to self for them, a return to who they really are underneath the facade that they built up around themselves for a long time. And that the karmic situation that they've been in has actually facilitated a lot in helping to bring some of these shadows to the surface, which is a huge and necessary component to the awakening process. And yes, your divine masculine is going through an awakening process just like you are, even if it looks different and even if they are not experiencing it the same way that you are, which they never do. And that's okay. That's the way it's meant to be. It's all part of the plan. So toward you, we have 5 of Pentacles and 2 of Cups, both in reverse. There is going to be some type of a separation that they have experienced with you that will be coming to a conclusion. Separation doesn't necessarily mean that circumstances change, but it's a lot of times an experience of no longer feeling separated, because all separation is an illusion, especially between twin flames. It has to do with the 3D world and perceptions and belief systems. And once those things are lifted, and they will be through your awakening process, divine feminine, as well as your divine masculines, that illusion of separation is lifted, and clarity is what replaces it. And clarity gives us an entirely different experience than separation. And so your divine masculine is going to kind of come in at this point with a lot more wisdom than they did back here. A lot more wisdom. And that is going to make you feel some things that, like, my hesitation and pause isn't it for anything other than I want to make sure I say it clearly. I don't want it to seem negative, because it's not. It might be somewhat triggering in certain ways for you. But I want you to know that in that moment when that happens, if there is any kind of triggering that takes place, it's part of that same process. In order for us to be with our twin flames, in order for us to be at one with ourselves, we have to face our shadows. We have to face the triggers, and they will only continue to keep showing up until we've been able to heal and resolve them. And that looks different for every single person on the planet. It's never the same, which is why this journey is a personal one. You can have mentors and friends and relationships and guides and such, but that's all that those are. The answers must be found within the self. The journey and the path is something that is always embarked on alone. And it's that way for you and your twin flame as well. So just keep in mind, separation is coming to an end, but there could be, as that happens, when they come back in, there could be a little bit of an emotional upheaval for both of you. I do not want you to feel scared or discouraged when that happens. It's actually a really, really good thing. A really good thing, because every single time things like that happen, it's actually it's getting rid of all the stuff that keeps you and your twin flame from being able to be together. And we have to get rid of all that stuff, right? That's the whole purpose of the twin flame journey, is to get rid of that stuff. So I'm going to get you guys a oracle card. 1 second here. All right. So I always try to read these cards with as much detail and clarity as I can. They always take us on a very different journey. Some of them are just incredible readings, and others are, I guess in a way they all are. It's all in the eye of the beholder, right? I have a particular view of my own that maybe you guys don't share or carry. But each one of them is just something that I try to convey to you, and then allow you to take your own filters, your own journey, your own models of representation, your own constellating, right, is what you do. And you put the pieces of that together in the way that makes sense for you in your experience. And so I'm sure that there's an ebb and flow with that. I'm sure sometimes my readings really resonate with you and other times they don't. But I sure do love and appreciate you guys, and I love hearing about it. Either way, whether they do or don't, All right, the Vision Quest. The Vision Quest. I'll get this book here and we'll open it up and read this for you. Okay. I've never pulled this one before, so this is new for me too. So the essence of this card. In the Vision Quest, you face your fear, embrace your mortality, and then meet face to face with spirit. When we feel stagnant, a vision quest brings our lives into perspective. We realize our flaws, our potential, and the opportunities life is now offering us. We remain on a vision quest until we find the key to open a new door or write a new chapter in our lives. Well, this sounds very fitting for what your divine masculine has been going through, and I suspect, I'm almost 100% sure, you are as well. It's very indicative of the twin flame journey. So the invitation of this card is to find clarity by spending time alone in nature. If you live in a city, go for walks in a park. If you live in the country, make sure that you spend time outside in contemplation. Get off the couch, get away from your desk, and go outside. Spirit helps those who help themselves, so set your intention and ask nature for a guiding vision for your life. This absolutely works. I wouldn't be where I'm at right now with the conduits without it, and I would not have met my dear raven friend had I not done the same. So spend as much time out in nature as you can. I highly recommend it. The medicine for this card is Spirit has been trying to contact you but received no answer. You are too busy with your life and there is too much noise inside your head. Do not miss the call again. Make room for the quiet time this evening. Allow yourself to become bored for a little while and you'll be able to hear the important message trying to get through. I interpret this that there is a need for you, divine feminine, and for your divine masculine, but you can't force them to do it. So focus on you, because when you focus on you, they naturally follow suit. Maybe to look into spending time in nature, meditation, giving yourself that self-care and time that you need, but really looking within the self, quieting the mind, learning what presence is, and being in the present moment. Staying in a place of the now is where we find who we really are. Everything else is a distraction from that center point. And you are the center point. Your divine masculine is the center point. The center point is God. It's the spirit. It's the soul. And that's where you connect to and find truth. Find your path and who you really are as a soul. And then you can create that in the reflected mirror of the universe. So that is a beautiful message for you and your divine masculine, and definitely a call to action. And it's really quite simple, just being present. Simple, yet it's not very simple. And so if you're ever interested in learning a little bit more about presence, how to apply presence into your life, what that actually is, and how you can practice that, please feel free to reach out and we would be happy to help you with that. So I love you all. Thank you so much for staying with me and for giving me on my little break. And I'm very much looking forward to doing a reading for you again tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.